Hey, we're Client Liaison.
And this is Waxx Lyrical.
Well, I think the greatest hope would be for the sun to come out at the same time as the album coming out, and for us all to come out and hang out with our friends all at the same time, because the best memories with music and songs that I love are formed with moments and friendships and places and environments, rather than just sort of up in your own head in your phone. So if we could merge, and I think we're getting the timing just about right, the release of this album with us coming back to normalcy, with the summer coming out as well, that would be the greatest hope and wish, because that's how you set up for a good album. Summer, friends, and fun times.
I think I've learnt to lower my expectations, but that still sounds like a lot of fun. For me, it would be in Prisoners of the High Life, the breakdown. I recorded the vocals with our mixer, Francois Titaz, and he really brought out another side of me, kind of Barry Gibb falsetto. And it, you can have a high-rise lifestyle, but that ain't going to make a home. And it's got these very, very intimate, vulnerable lyrics, shows a vulnerable side to my voice and our sound. Yeah, that breakdown is gives me tingles every time.
The production value of some of the tracks, like Colder Touch, they just sort of really hit hard in a way that sort of some of our other tracks haven't before. So that's just, I guess that shows maturity in the sound and everything, and it's just kind of cool to hear your tracks kind of like stand up sort of sonically against other stuff you hear, because the sonics and the way that the speakers drive that sound, it's cool to hear your songs actually do that, like other people's tracks. So that's something with this album that I'm kind of into.
The body of work started with Dann Hume in Byron Bay. We spent quite a bit of time there over 2018, and we would try and write a song a day at the Music Farm Studios, and we were staying on the beach, which was a really nice time. But we were just writing all kinds of different songs, not knowing what the next one would be. And it somewhat came together when we started working with Littlemore in LA. We wrote a song called House of Holy, and we pulled together some older songs that had a cohesive theme, and then we wrote some new ones. It's a lot easier once we came up with the concept of a pseudo-spiritual record.
Nick Littlemore brought some particularly interesting strains of marijuana, say that jokingly, in a marijuana legalized state, may I add, of California. And great thing about Nick, he would push us out of our comfort zones and say, I think he would actually say that, push you out of your comfort zone. And
it's got to hurt.
Yeah, and that's was confronting at the time, but has since, served us well and made me much more confident. So Dan's great. We had a lot of time in Byron living when we were writing, living the kind of typical Byron lifestyle of sort of, bougie smoothies and workouts in the morning before the studio and eating healthy. So
Dann Hume brought focus to the sound.
Definitely.
Yeah. We did witness some ghost sounds while working in LA. He also he'd run on any theme and just go with it. I think he's most happy in the flow state, being creative. He's seeks to do it at all times. So he wouldn't want to leave the studio, and he just want to keep going. He really put us to task. He has an amazing bag of tricks. We would call him the wizard, with all his spells and potions, anything to make a new song.
Yeah, he's a bit of a weirdo, but we like weirdos. We're weirdos too. I don't know, I kind of like to tease him a bit. in a sort of in a honorary way. Like I'd always tell him how like I loved his music growing up and stuff. So I tell him how much I loved him to set the baseline, and then I'd tease him a bit, you know. So he's good like that. I had a brief stint as a vinyl collector, you know, spent a bunch of money on Discogs, and it didn't last long. But, you know, vinyl is the kind of peak position of the audiophile, and a lot of respect for it. I love it, and respect people who do collect it, especially people who collect new vinyl and don't just sort of dig for vintage old vinyls. I love the idea of collecting music of your time, but also have a lot of love for other music formats like CD, cassette, and also offline music. So just hard drive based music. So people who harbor big hard drive collections or on their iPod, I think they're really unique ways of collecting music as well. So there's a lot of different ways to collect. So I'm not a sort of a vinyl obsessed, but I do still love it as much as the other formats.
Sequencing was, you know, really important for this album because it had such a variety of moods, but it was quite fortuitous that the vinyl was split up into 4 parts, where each part started with a slow, brooding introduction, often with like piano. So I really like that. It's kind of, each side starts with a slower song and then it hits you with a banger soon after. Yeah, I mean, we had a tour planned, so we were in the process of working with the magician and putting some magic tricks into our live show, as well as some staging and costume ideas. And yeah, it's lockdown's a funny one because certain things I found I enjoy writing lyrics, but there's nothing quite like being in the same room and kind of like singing and playing instruments. So
yeah, the Zooms are good. So, you know, save yourself having to travel across, you know, town for just a meeting. Like that's pretty groundbreaking. And it's weird how we just kind of didn't do that beforehand. But anyway, that's awesome. But yeah, you know, it is what it is. And it's just all a bit of a blur, really. It's just this confused blur.
Yeah. I would usually say that client liaison's best experienced in the form of a live show or a music video. And I think the visual is always super important to us. But I would say that I hope we've drawn people in on the audio only. And if you listen on headphones, you know, you're greeted with an intro and immediately a concept of going to a club with a double meaning. We like using double meanings. So hopefully they have a level of curiosity. They bring some curiosity to us, we make them think twice. But the context is so important, as Harvey said before, of how you listen to music. And, you know, like hopefully you're in a calm state, calm or excited or happy, but it's, you know, that's not up to us.
Oh, gee, we did it.
Okay, well, thanks for having us.
Thank you, Waxx Lyrical. Yeah, cheers.
Don't fight the feeling.